Chapter 13, a chapter on Susambhava. When I became a Shakvartan king, I offered the earth with its oceans, its 4 continents filled with jewels, to all Buddhas of the past. There was nothing love nor treasure. I did not surrender, so I might fully seek the Dharmakaya. For eons, I gave even my cherished life, as I had done for innumerable eons past, during the reign of the Sugata Ratnashikan. After that Sugata passed into Nirvana, there appeared a king called Susambhava. Hailed as a Shakvartan, ruling the 4 continents, he reigned the earth as far as the oceans. One day, that good king fell asleep. In the palace known as Jinandagosha, in a dream he heard the virtues of Buddha. In the middle of sleep, he did vividly see the Dharma preacher Ratnakaya, shining amidst the ray of sun and expounding profusely this king of sutras. And then that king awoke from his sleep. His whole body was overwhelmed with joy. Ecstatic, he came out of the palace and approached the supreme assembly of disciples, making offerings to the conqueror's disciples. He asked after Ratnakaya, the Dharma preacher, "Where in the assembly of the Sangha is the bhikshu Ratnakaya, possessor of virtue?" At that time, Ratnakaya was sheltered in another cave, seated in comfort, reciting the King of Sutras and reflecting upon it. Then they showed the king Ratnakaya, the Dharma-preaching bhikshu, sitting elsewhere in a cave, glowing with glory, brilliance, and splendor. Here, Ratnakaya, the expounder of the Dharma, upheld the profound sphere of royal activity. He always expounded this King of Sutra, which is called the Sublime Golden Light. Prostrating at the feet of Ratnakaya, King Susambhava said thus, "Teach me, O you whose face resembles the waxing moon, the King of Sutras, the Sublime Golden Light." Ratnakaya accepted this request, assuring King Susambhava that he would teach the gods in the 1,000 worlds rejoice with their great delight. Then that king of humans, sprinkling that clean, supremely superb sight with jewel-like water and fragrant water too, he carpeted the ground with loose flowers and set up a throne, embellishing the throne with umbrellas, with victory banners and thousands of tassels. The king sprinkled that throne with colorful sandalwood powder. Gods and Nagas, Asuras and Kinnaras, Yakshas, kings and Maharajas too, bestrewed that throne with divine Mandava flowers. Inconceivable, uncountable devas, as well as hundreds of thousands of millions of gods, hungry for the Dharma, strew Ratnakaya with solitary flowers as he left his cave. Ratnakaya, the Dharma-preaching bhikshu, having thoroughly washed and dressed in clean clothes, he approached that throne seat, pressed his palms together, and prostrated to it. Floating in the sky above, the Deva king, goddesses, and gods scattered Mandava flowers and filled the sky with music resounding from innumerable hundreds of thousands of instruments. Then Ratnakaya, the Dharma-preaching bhikshu, remembered the tender directions, 100,000 million Buddhas. He ascended the throne and remained seated upon it. Then, generating a heart full of kindness for all beings, he perfectly produced the mind of compassion and expounded this sutra, to King Susambhava. Pressing his palms and prostrating, the king accordingly rejoiced. Moved by the Dharma, his eyes shed tears. His whole body was overcome by bliss. At that time, King Susambhava, in order to venerate this sutra, took hold of Chintamani, the king of jewels, and made this dedication for all beings' sake. May there now rain down in Jambudvipa ornaments made of 7 jewels, and great riches that bring peace and well-being to beings in this world. Lo, there on the 4 continents 7 jewels then rain down, Armlets, necklaces, and earrings, food, drinks, and clothing rained down too. King Susambhava saw this cascade of jewels raining down upon Jambudvipa and presented the jewel-filled 4 continents to the order of Ratnakashikan. I, the Tathagata Shakyamuni, was that king called Susambhava, who at that time completely gave up the 4 lands and the jewel therein, the Tathagata, Akshavya, and Ratnakaya, the Dharma-preaching bhikshus, the one who expounded well this sutra to King Susambhava. At that time, I heard this sutra and accordingly rejoiced in it. Due to that very virtuous deed, hearing the Dharma and rejoicing well, I have gained this body of golden hue, endowed with marks of 100 merits, beautiful to behold and intensely enchanting to the eye. It gives delight to thousands of millions of gods. When beings behold this body, they will always obtain a body of joy. For 99 billion eons, I became a Shakvartan king. For numerous hundreds of thousands of eons, I ruled as a lesser king. For inconceivable eons, I became Shakra. And likewise, Brahma, with a tranquil mind, I have found the inconceivable 10 powers, whose extents remain ever immeasurable. Equal to that is the massive merit gained by hearing this sutra and then rejoicing. As I desire, I have completed full awakening. I have attained the sublime body of Dharmakaya. Now this ends the 13th chapter, the chapter in Susambhava, from the King of Glorious Sutra, the Sublime Golden Light.